Nggak terasa baru kemarin rasanya 2 minggu lagi kamu udah UTS. Kemudian beberapa minggu lagi aja, mungkin cuma 1 atau 1,5 bulan lagi aja, kamu udah UAS dan naik ke semester 2. So it's really fast now. Kalau biasanya in Polban itu kita punya if I'm not mistaken 18 kali pertemuan belajar. 18 atau 16 ya. Nah, kalau sekarang itu dikurangi 2. Jadi yang biasanya let's say yang biasanya 18 kali pertemuan belajar sekarang jadi 16 kali pertemuan belajar. So it's more compact, lebih cepat gitu. Nah, I also don't know if you are aware about this schedule. Jadi let me share the schedule. Nah, have you got my share screen, everyone?
Yeah, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Yes. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we know.
Nah, as we see that here is 1A and 1B KGE, we are here now. We are here now. And then we have 1 more week, next week. And then in the at the beginning of November, you are going to have UTS. And then we will have 1 more meeting after UTS. And here kamu di blok sekitar 2 minggu, both 1A and 1B KGE. Nah, ini agak kagok ya sebenarnya. Kalau misalnya kita punya, karena yang if I'm not mistaken, materinya yang saya siapkan untuk setelah UTS itu adalah materi yang nggak akan selesai di 1 minggu. Jadi kayak misal kita mulai materi baru di sini, kita harus lompat, kita harus nanti catch up materi baru ini lagi ke minggu ke-3 minggu selanjutnya gitu. Jadi seperti ini kira-kira sampai UAS. Jadi kita, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 2 materials, 2 topics untuk didiskusikan setelah UTS. Tapi karena ada jumping seperti ini, I don't know apakah yang 2 topik itu bisa kita catch up atau tidak. Kita akan usahakan 2 topik tersebut bisa. Jadi ini 1 topik dan dari sini ke sini 1 topik ya. Topik, kalau kamu mau tahu topiknya apa, dulu saya pernah ngirim RPMK ke Google Classroom kamu. Saya pernah yang namanya rencana pemberian mata kuliah RPMK di awal-awal dulu, saya pernah beri RPMK dulu di awal-awal. Nah, kamu bisa lihat topik yang akan kita pelajari setelah UTS itu apa gitu ya. Oke. Well, now today we will discuss a new thing first, and this is the last topic before the UTS. Talking about the UTS, your UTS it will be in the form of written test, and it covers the material that we have learned from the beginning till today or maybe next week. Jadi sekitar 3 topik besar gitu ya, 3 topik besar. But Miss itu kan written test. Topiknya itu dari mana diambilnya, atau latihan ujiannya itu dari mana diambilnya? From the handout. From the handout. Karena what we have done in our daily activity is the speaking activity. As you know that Bahasa Inggris 1 focus on speaking. Jadi saya mengambil nilai speakingnya di our daily activity. Ya, yang presentasi-presentasi kamu pribadi atau yang video kemarin itu adalah nilai speakingnya. Nah, but we still have yang namanya UTS. Nah, UTS itu in the form of writing. In the form of writing. Nah, writingnya itu materinya diambil dari mana? Dari handout. So it doesn't mean that walaupun secara daily, sehari-hari, bukan sehari-hari, per minggunya ketika kita Google Meet, we don't talk about the handout, kita kan nggak benar-benar menyelami handout. as I said to you previously, seperti yang dulu pernah saya bilang ke kamu pas awal-awal, saya terkadang tidak akan membahas handout. Handout adalah buat kamu pelajari sendiri. Yang akan kita lakukan di meeting, yang maksudnya face-to-face meeting atau synchronous meeting seperti ini adalah the practice of your speaking. Karena fokus mata kuliah kita adalah ke speaking. The way you apply the handout content into your speaking. Bagaimana kamu mengaplikasikan isi handout tersebut ke dalam speaking kamu. Nah, itu yang kita lakukan, di pertemuan face to face. It means that handout harus kamu pelajari sendiri, gitu ya. But, nah, yang akan kita ujikan di UTS adalah isi handout tersebut yang kamu pelajari sendiri tersebut, gitu. So it doesn't mean that ini Mas, Ibu nggak pernah ngomongin handout ini dah di pertemuan biasa-biasanya, handout ini nggak akan dibahas dah di UTS ya, nggak gitu. Yang akan ada di UTS adalah yang handout, gitu. Yang kita bahas sehari-hari adalah ya speaking kamu, gitu ya. But exception for today. Exception for today. Hari ini kita akan bahas handout. Why? Because today our focus or my focus is your writing. Our focus is your writing. Okay. Let me share the screen first. Nah, kalau misalnya kamu udah sempat lihat, I think that seharusnya kamu udah sempat lihat handoutnya ya, because I gave this 2 weeks ago, dan last week I asked you to read this and to study this. Seharusnya kamu udah sempat lihat. Nah, kalau kamu udah sempat lihat handoutnya, mungkin di handout itu agak beda dengan handout biasanya. Kalau di handout biasanya, I gave you so many expressions yang bisa kamu taruh ke speaking kamu. Kalau di handout ini, I gave you a little grammar practice, a little grammar knowledge. Jadi ada formula-formula atau rumus-rumus ya, rumus-rumus di sini. Jadi mungkin kamu bisa temukan perbedaannya. Kalau yang dulu itu cuman kalimat-kalimat, kalau ini adalah ada rumus-rumusnya, subject, to be, bla bla bla. So it means that the focus of our lesson today is not speaking, but the focus of this material is writing. At the end of this class today, I will ask you to write. I will ask you to make a paragraph. Okay, is it understood? Nah, makanya sekarang our lesson will focus on the handout. We will learn from the handout, ya. Okay, well, teman-teman, you are in building construction engineering. Apa yang pertama kali kamu bayangkan? What did you imagine in the beginning when you apply to this study program? Apa yang ada di bayangan kamu pertama kali?
Mengaduk semen ini.
Mengaduk semen. Why? Kenapa mengaduk semen? Teknik sipil building construction itu identik dengan mengaduk semen. Kenapa seperti itu, Anwar?
Because kan membangun gitu, kan dari nol kan, dari bahan-bahan sampai jadi bangunan gitu.
Okay, so in this study program you will deal with building something, build something. Ya pastinya salah satu kegiatan atau salah satu hal yang kalian akan lakukan di this study program adalah mengaduk semen. Salah satunya. Oke. What else yang kamu bayangkan ketika kamu masuk jurusan ini?
Miss, became an architectural partner.
Become the partner of an architect.
Yes.
So an architect design it and you put the design into the reality. The architect draw it and then you put the drawing into the reality. Become the architect partner. Okay. So sorry. I don't feeling too well. I'm not feeling too well actually. So it has been around 3 or 4 weeks. Jadi it's a little bit hard for me to talk much. Tapi gimana lagi ya? Namanya juga lagi ngajar, gimana nggak mau talk much. Okay, so dealing with making architects design into reality. It means that mengaduk semen itu masuk ke dalam salah satu bagian pekerjaan tersebut. Okay. Alright, what else? What else yang kamu bayangkan tentang pekerjaan di building construction? In the field, okay, the activities you will work on field. Okay, so yes, of course you have. I mean, like behind the desk job, pekerjaan belakang meja. Yes, of course you have it. Seperti kamu pasti belajar perhitungan ini, konsentrasi, perbandingan bahan ini dan bahan ini, and then also kamu juga nanti akan belajar tentang kalau saya nggak salah kamu juga akan belajar tentang penghitungan upah, penghitungan bahan, kontrak, dan segala macam. Kalau nggak salah saya, kamu juga akan punya pelajaran tentang itu. Yes, you of course will deal with behind the desk job, but mostly what you do is on the field, doing the job on the field. Okay. Nah, mengaduk semen, you said previously, salah satunya kembali lagi ke mengaduk semen tadi, and then also pastinya doing a job on the field, pasti you need many equipments, many things, many tools to help your work. Apalagi kamu adalah engineers yang bekerja di field, pasti banyak barang-barang atau benda-benda tertentu yang akan kamu temukan di pekerjaan kamu nanti. Gitu. Nah, we will learn how to describe those tools. We will learn how to depict, menggambarkan those tools in words. Kita akan belajar bagaimana cara menggambarkan benda-benda tersebut atau barang-barang tersebut dalam kata-kata gitu. Jadi bukan dalam gambar, dalam kata-kata. Okay, so I have prepared several pictures here for you. I know that you are familiar with these things. You may find it at your home, at your father's garage, for example. And do you know what's the name of these things? Do you know the names of these things? What do you recognize?
Helmet.
Helmet, yes. That is the first one. Something that is very easy to identify. Helmet, yes, helmet. What else?
Saw.
Okay. This one?
Yeah, miss.
What do you call this?
Saw.
Okay, it's so. Yeah, it's so. The spelling is yes, S-A-W, but you don't say it's saw, but you call it so. Okay. All right. What else? This is helmet. This is so, hand so. What else?
School.
Hammer, Miss. Hammer.
Okay. Apa?
Hammer.
Shovel. Okay, which one is shovel? Where is the position of shovel? Which one is shovel? Okay, in the very left, we call it shovel. Okay, yang nggak tahu tulisannya seperti apa, you can Google it, ya. I am not going to write it down. You can Google it. So this is helmet. This is shovel. Yes, this is shovel. What else?
Hammer.
Hammer. Apa? Kenapa?
Itu ada kunci 12, Miss, kunci Inggris.
Kunci 12, kunci Inggris. Oke, bentar dulu. Tadi saya dengar hammer. Oke, this one is hammer. Yes, hammer. Once again, if you don't know how to write it, you Google it. You find it. Oke, yang mana yang kunci Inggris kalau begitu? Which one is kunci Inggris?
Second from left.
Second from left. This one? These two? What is the English name of this? Wrench. Yes. Wrench. Okay. Help me to spell it. Wrench. How do you spell wrench? How do you spell wrench? Bantu teman-teman yang mungkin nggak tahu kata ini katanya apa. Bantu teman-teman yang nggak tahu dengan spelling it. How do you spell wrench? Okay. All right. That's the writing of wrench. Okay. Okay, good. Next, what else? We have 3 more things. This one, and this one.
Wheelbarrow, Miss.
Wheelbarrow. Yang mana?
Bawahnya helmet.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Okay, how do you spell it? How do you write it? Wheelbarrow.
Ketik, Miss.
Boleh. Atau boleh spelling.
Yes,
I mean like you spell it like W-H.
Yes, W-H-E-L-B-A-R-R-O-W.
Double R or one R?
Double.
Double R. Okay, wheelbarrow. Or the simple thing, you can also say that is cart. Cart or wheelbarrow. Yes, cart or wheelbarrow. But cart may be a little bit different in the look. This one is more like wheelbarrow or cart also. Okay, what else? Apa? Rollemeter. Okay, could you please spell it? How do you write rollemeter? Good. Rollemeter. Okay, good. The last one. What is it?
Roller brush.
What?
Roller brush.
How do you spell it?
R-O-L-L-E-R-B-R-U-S-H.
Roller
Brush.
Okay, roller brush. Or we can also say it rolling pin. Roller brush. Okay, roller brush or rolling pin. You can also say it. So these things are the simple things. Yes, of course, in building construction engineering, there are more other things which are more complicated, more sophisticated. But this one is a very sederhana, simple things yang bisa kamu temukan di building construction sites. You can find this in simple. Ini maksudnya ini nggak harus ada, bukan hal yang ada di building construction sites aja, but you can find it at your house. Ini adalah benda-benda yang kamu butuhkan, at least benda-benda dasar yang kamu butuhkan in your study program, to work in your study program as a building construction engineers. Do you know the function of each things? What is the function of shovel? What do you use shovel for? Shovel, you still remember which one is shovel? This one is shovel. This one is shovel. So what do you use it for? Digging dirt. Okay. Dig the dirt. Okay, what else?
Ngaduk semen, Miss.
Ngaduk semen, mixing the cement with water and apa? Pebbles, kerikil ya. Okay, and then what else?
Rake the ground, Miss. Menggaruk tanah, menggeruk.
Rake. You use this to rake the ground? To rake the soil?
Ya, Miss.
Move the ground, Miss. Memindahkan tanah.
Ya, gitu.
Okay, move
Buat
the
lubang,
move the soil. Bentar. Bedanya soil sama ground apa ya? Yang kamu pindahkan itu ground atau soil?
Persen tanahnya.
Senpas. Ya, tanahnya. Materialnya. So you say it the soil, tanahnya. Bukan groundnya. Kalau sand pasir ya. Oke, yang kamu pindahkan itu to move the soil, ya. Oke. Nah, kalau misalnya hand saw, what do you use a hand saw for?
Cut wood.
Cutting wood, yes, to cut woods. Itu yang paling, maybe the one and only function of saw, to cut the wood. Okay. We also have metal saw to cut the metal, but bentuknya nggak kayak gini. Ini adalah saw khusus untuk cutting the wood. Kalau untuk cutting besi itu lain lagi saw-nya. Kamu familiar kan dengan saw yang untuk cutting besi? Yang tipis, yang kecil? Ya, itu adalah ada juga saw untuk cutting big woods, I mean like pohon. Nah, itu namanya juga saw, tapi bentuknya beda lagi dengan yang ini. Tetap saw. Another version of saw. Ada lagi saw yang yang gagangnya ada dua, kiri kanan, ujungnya ada dua, yang dipegang oleh dua orang, yang diginiin. Oke, nah, kamu lebih familiar dengan hal tersebut, nanti kamu mungkin akan menggunakannya di study program kamu. Hopefully that kalau kamu yang namanya kuliah blok kamu itu kan ke lab ya, ke lab. Nah, hopefully that kamu bisa menemukan benda-benda tersebut nanti di lab kamu kalau kamu datang ke Polban. So after UTS maybe you are going to come to Polban for that lab construction class. Nah, mungkin kamu akan menemukan benda-benda tersebut di lab kamu. Benda-benda yang mungkin kamu tidak akan temukan di rumah, gitu ya. Oke, what's the function of helmet?
For safety.
For safety, protection. Nah, this is a different kind of helmet that you use when you are riding your motorcycle. Yes, both of them are helmet, but for safety, the function is for safety and for protection. Yes, of course. But this kind of helmet is just used in a certain place. Nah, for safety or protection di mana?
For the construction site.
Project.
In the construction site, yes, in the construction site. Nah, also I have seen that actually the color of helmet will define the different people who wear it. Do you know the difference?
Yes, Miss. White for engineer, blue for electrical.
White for engineer, blue for electrical engineering, electrical engineer. How
Yes.
about red?
Biasanya keselamatan biasanya yang merah.
Yang merah keselamatan. You mean like tim keselamatan atau gimana? Dipakai oleh tim keselamatan?
Iya, tim keselamatan.
Apa ya nama tim keselamatan itu kalau di building?
K3.
Ya betul. Jadi di sebuah kontraktor itu, sebuah tim kontraktor itu ada yang namanya tim K3. Nanti kamu juga belajar itu di mata kuliah, ada mata kuliah K3 kamu nanti. Nah, kalau apa lagi tuh? Red,
Pink,
blue,
Miss.
white, pink?
Pink ada
Yellow, Miss.
buat anak magang gitu, Miss, biasanya di proyek.
Oh, I see. I never seen. Oh, ada pink ternyata. Oke. Yang cowok juga pakai pink?
Iya, Miss. For
Ah.
everyone.
Ya, Miss.
Oke. Oh, saya nggak pernah lihat. Oh, ternyata ada yang pink. How about yellow?
Kuli, Miss.
Kerja umum, Miss.
Oh, I see. Oke. So kamu udah tahu itu, udah belajar atau emang udah tahu sebelumnya?
Udah pernah nguli, Miss.
Udah pernah kulik.
Pernah lihat.
Udah pernah kulik. Oke. So yes. It's the general function of helmet is, yes, of course, for protection, to protect your head. There are different kinds of helmet, the one that you use on the road and the one that you use in the construction site. This kind of helmet on the picture is the one that you use on the construction site. And different color of helmet also is used by different type of job. As you said previously, white color helmet is used for contractor or construction staff, construction engineers. The blue one used for electrical engineers. The yellow one used by, what do you call them? Buruh, kuli. What do you call them in English? Okay, find it later. Nah, rolling pin or roller brush. What do you use it for? What do you use rollering pin for?
Painting the wall.
To
Painting the wall.
painting a high wall.
Okay. Make it easier to paint high wall. Okay. Nah, actually we have this rolling brush. We have brush, and then brush also have different size. Nah, rolling brush ini untuk apa? Kalau kamu bilang painting the wall, every wall, or certain area only? Tadi udah satu yang siapa tadi? Make it easy for us to paint high wall. Jadi rolling brush ini dipakai untuk tembok yang tinggi gitu ya. Kalau tembok yang biasa kita pakai brush biasa. Nah, selain kategori tembok yang tinggi pakai rolling brush, kategori apa lagi?
Yang datar bukan sudut.
Oke. Flat wall. Oke, yang datar. Yang permukaannya datar. Bukan kamu nggak pakai rolling pin pin ini untuk mengecat kayak apa namanya tuh, tembok yang kamu gunakan untuk apa, mendaki yang pakai batu-batu itu. Nah, kamu nggak pakai rolling pin untuk ngecat itu gitu. Tembok yang datar, tembok yang permukaannya datar, dan tembok yang tinggi. Terus apa lagi?
Yang lebar, Miss, yang luas.
Oke, good. Yang lebar atau yang luas? Karena kenapa? In the narrow space, atau antara pertemuan antara sikunya dinding, kamu nggak pakai rolling pin, benar nggak? Antara dinding yang satu dengan dinding yang lain ada sikuannya, atau pertemuan dinding dengan dinding, kamu nggak pakai rolling pin untuk ngecat. What do you use?
Brush biasa.
Brush biasa. Yang ukurannya seperti apa? Yang sedang or yang kecil. Kalau misalnya kamu mau ngecat bagian yang sangat kecil, yang narrow. Jadi yes, there are, seperti tadi helmet, brush juga ada bermacam-macam yang digunakan untuk kepentingan atau fungsi yang beragam pula. Oke, nah wrench, what is it for? Wrench, what is it for?
Mengencangkan baut.
Oke. Untuk mengencangkan baut. Ya, mengencangkan baut. Mengencangkan atau melepaskan baut ya? Dua-duanya kan? Oke. What's the difference between there are two kinds of wrench here. What's the difference between these two? Is there any special difference between these two wrench? Or hanya beda ujung aja? Oke, yang cowok mungkin agak lebih tahu ya, yang sering ngebenerin motor. Beda besarnya ujung aja apa gimana? This is bigger than this one, right? Yang ini bahkan nggak punya ujung di bawahnya. Is there any difference? Or maybe different name? Apakah nama mereka berbeda atau sama-sama wrench?
Sama, Miss, cuman di belakangnya ada angka gitu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jadi kunci 12, 13 kayak gitu.
Oh, I see. Ukurannya yang beda?
Iya, ukurannya yang beda. Jadi angka itu nunjukin ukuran.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. Good. So that's wrench, gunanya untuk memperkuat atau melepaskan apa ya, baut ya. Okay, how about hammer? What is it for, hammer?
Hammering, malu.
Hammering, hammering itu ngapain?
Membantu menancapkan paku ke dinding, Miss.
Paku ke dinding, oke. To drive atau to put atau to install, to drive, to put, to install nails on the wood or on the wall. Okay, so there are two heads actually. Hammer has two heads. This head and this other point. This one is for driving nails onto the wood. And what is the function of this point, of this edge?
Buat nyabut nih.
To release the nail.
Take it off.
To take out the nails from the wood. Okay, good. Nah. Let's see hammer. Let's see, because this is one of the simplest tool or simplest simple thing. Let's see how many components does hammer have. From one hammer, how many components does it have? Three, apa aja tuh? The head, the grip, bagian belakang itu yang ini, apa sih? Oke, the head, the grip, and buat nyabut itu namanya apa? Kalau bahasa Indonesianya apa?
Claw.
The claw, yes, the claw, the claw, the claw. Bahasa Indonesianya kamu sebut itu kuku kambing, benar nggak sih? Nah, itu the claw.
Iya benar, kuku kambing.
Kuku kambing, ya. The claw, yes, the head, the claw, and the grip, yes, of course. Nah, kalau the head and the claw, what are they made of? The head and the claw, what are they made of?
Steel.
The steel.
Aluminium.
Metal.
Aluminium terlalu ringan nggak sih? Metal.
Baja.
Metal. Baja. Besi. Oke. Iron or metal. Oke. Kalau grip, what is it made of?
Wood.
Wood.
Plastic.
Plastic.
Plastic. Yes. Plastic or wood. Okay. Good. Nah, actually, what we did, hal sederhana yang barusan kita lakukan adalah actually we describe an object. Tadi pas di apa namanya ini rolling pin, I ask you to describe it in detail karena tadi sebelumnya you just say oh rolling pin is for painting the wall. Nah, because kamu adalah higher education students, I mean like kamu bukan junior high school student or kamu bukan elementary school student, tadi saya minta kamu untuk mendeskripsikan benda ini dengan detail. So rolling pin is not only for painting the wall, but what kind of wall yang bisa di paint dengan menggunakan rolling pin. Nah, itu yang akan kita lakukan hari ini, describing objects in detail. Because you are civil engineers, so the objects that we are going to describe is the object that are related to your job. Later in your work, kamu akan menemukan benda-benda ini. Okay, well, tadi kita udah melakukan tadi kita tanya jawab mengenai beberapa hal. Actually, kamu sudah mendeskripsikan mendeskripsikan gambar ini atau benda-benda ini dari beberapa poin. Apa aja poin yang bisa kita gunakan untuk mendeskripsikan benda? So there are at least 6 points. We can describe them by their general information. General information seperti this is a construction tool, itu general information. This is a vehicle, itu general information. This is kitchen utensils, it is general information. Or we can also describe them based on their function or based on their use. What is it used for? This is a construction tool used for driving nails into the woods, misalnya. This is kitchen utensils used for mixing the food, misalnya. So you can describe them from their function. The other one, you can also describe a thing based on their components or their parts. Seperti yang tadi kita lakukan dengan hammer. There are 3 components or 3 parts. We can also hi baby. Hi. We can also describe a thing based on the connection between the part. For example, the head of the hammer is attached to the grip. The head of the hammer is attached to the handle. Nah, itu connection between parts. We can also describe them using their characteristic. Karakteristik ini apa, Miss? Contohnya tinggi. Panjangnya, beratnya, warnanya, shape-nya, itu karakteristik. Position, we can also describe them using their position. Like the head of the hammer is behind the claw of the hammer, misalnya seperti itu, position. Nah, Miss, apakah ketika kita mendeskripsikan satu hal atau satu benda, kita harus memasukkan 6 ini? If it is possible, yes, but it is not always like that. Ada kalanya tanpa kita, misalnya benda sesimpel hammer misalnya, you don't need to explain the position because it's very simple. It's only consists of 3 components, so nggak perlu dijelaskan positionnya seperti apa. But if you describe something complicated, ekskavator misalnya, kalau kamu describe ekskavator misalnya, yes, ada hal-hal yang position itu perlu di deskripsikan gitu. So these six items itu nggak perlu dideskripsikan semua, but ada items yang penting, yang paling penting. Contoh function itu adalah items yang paling penting. Function and characteristic itu adalah item yang paling penting ketika kamu disuruh untuk mendeskripsikan suatu benda. General information, function and characteristic is the most important thing. Now, we will start from the first one, how to tell the general information of the object. Okay, giving the general information. Like these pictures, they are the construction equipments, the construction tools. So, you can use this pattern, this pola, to describe the general information of an object. Hammer is a tool. The subject first, or the item first, the object first, and then after that the to be for the item. Kamu paham penggunaan to be, pasti udah ngerti semua kan ya? Nggak perlu dijelasin lagi kapan menggunakan is MR, bener nggak sih? Udah paham ya? Oke. Then after that, you can use a and n kalau misalnya subjek yang kamu deskripsikan itu satu, and then the general information-nya. General information-nya misalnya, hammer is a construction tool. Car is a kind of vehicle, misalnya seperti itu. So, give the general information. It is an instrument, it is one of construction tools. Nah, general information, giving the exact, di mana benda tersebut biasanya dipakai, itu membuat general information kamu menjadi sedikit mengerucut. Jadi instead of saying hammer is a tool, kamu bisa pakai hammer is a construction tool, sehingga deskripsi kamu bisa menjadi lebih mengerucut. Printer is an office tool, misalnya kayak gitu. So, deskripsi kamu bisa jadi sedikit mengerucut. And then, the second one is telling about the function or telling about the use of that object. What is the function of that object? For example, we describe hammer. Hammer is a construction tool that is used to drive nails into the woods, wall, or other material. Hammer is used to, or it's used for. The pattern is like this. You use the subject, the to be. You can use used to or used for. The difference is when you use used to, you should put verb 1 after that, like is used to drive. When you use used for, you use verb ing after that. For example, used for driving. Okay. Let me try with one simple example. Pick one construction tool and give us the function. Pick one construction tool and give us the example, the function. For example, like that, the previous one, hammer is one construction tool. It is used to drive nails into woods, wall, or other material. The other example, shovel is a construction tool. It is used to move the sand or soil from one place to another place. Okay, give me another example. Pick one tool. Okay, kalau misalnya construction tool susah, you can pick another tool. Any other tool. Yang simple, paling simple boleh, yang complicated boleh. Saya cuma minta satu kalimat saja, satu atau dua kalimat saja yang menyatakan general information dan fungsinya. Apa aja? Benda apa aja?
Coba Miss.
Okay, who is that?
Amira.
Amira, okay, silakan.
Construction helmet is a construction tool. Construction helmet is used to protect your head in construction site.
Sites, okay. Construction helmet is used to protect your head in construction site. Okay, all right. Okay. Menanggapi yang tadi punya Amira, kalau misalnya kagok ya, kagok memisahkannya menjadi dua kalimat. Construction helmet is a construction tool. Construction helmet is used to protect your head. Kan kagok ya, memisahkannya menjadi dua kalimat. You can combine these two sentences. How to combine these two sentences? You can use that in the middle. Kamu bisa pakai that in the middle. Sebentar. Bentar ya, saya akan coba pakai yang I don't know apakah ini bisa di type something. No, actually. Okay, mana ya? Screening objects. Oke, sebentar ya teman-teman. Oke. So for example, if you want to combine these two sentences, if you want to combine these two sentences, you can use that. You can use that in the middle of these two sentences. For example, construction helmet is a tool that kita bikin dua kalimatnya dulu. Okay, so there are two sentences here. There are two sentences yang punya subjek yang sama, yaitu construction helmet. Karena kagok, kalau dijadikan dua kalimat seperti ini, you can combine these two sentences. You can, karena subjeknya sama, you can omit, kamu bisa delete the second subject, dan menambahkan that or which in the middle of the sentence. So, it will be construction helmet is a tool, that is, so we can omit or we can delete this nggak bisa. Oke, ya. Construction helmet, karena subjeknya sama-sama construction helmet, we can delete the second subject, dan kita bisa combine dia dengan menggunakan that or which. Construction helmet is a tool that is used to you can say like that. Construction helmet is a tool that is used to protect your head in the construction site. You can use that or which, it's also okay. Nah, ini disebut dengan adjective clause. Oke, kamu nggak perlu belajar grammar sampai sedetail itu, but kamu bisa, yang perlu kamu tahu adalah kamu bisa menggabungkan dua kalimat dengan menggunakan that or which, yang disebut dengan adjective clause. Or, kamu juga bisa sebenarnya tidak menggunakan that or which-nya. That or which, lagi-lagi, that or which ini juga bisa diomit atau bisa dihilangkan, atau bisa dihapus. Oke, or, more simple thing, you can use this kind of sentence. Construction helmet is a tool. Okay. You can just omit this one. Construction helmet is a tool used to protect your head in the construction site. So, that is-nya di omit atau that is-nya dihilangkan. So you can combine sentences seperti ini. Tuh. Okay? Right. Understood? Okay. Next. Tadi udah Amira dengan construction helmet. Who else? Oke, oh Rizky udah masuk ya? Udah ini jaringannya Rizky?
Tes, ada suaranya Miss?
Ada.
Ada. Ya, Bu, baru maaf ada telat tadi. Let me answer the question. Pen roller. I will describe something that a pen roller.
Okay.
Pen roller is one of the construction tool that is used to paint a wall or to make paint a larger wall easier.
Okay, to paint larger wall easier. Okay, to paint larger and taller wall easier. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Rizky. Well, I don't know if you are familiar with this, tapi I have seen in, if I'm not mistaken, either it is on Instagram or on YouTube. It is actually one other tool to paint larger wall. Do you have any idea? Ada benda lain sebenarnya that is easier than paint roller or this rolling pin to paint larger and taller wall. What is the thing? Have you ever seen it from maybe Instagram or maybe YouTube?
Yang kayak spray.
Ah, yes, good. Spray, yes. It's easier. It will be apa namanya, quicker to paint larger and taller and bigger wall using spray. But yes, it will consume much paint. Yes, itu yang kayak spray. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Rizky. Ali tadi raising hand. Okay, okay, silakan Ali. Raw matter, okay. A roll meter is a construction tool used to measuring an object or measuring an area. Okay, actually when you use used to, you should use measure instead of measuring. Used to is used with verb 1. Kecuali kalau kamu pakai use for di awal tadi. Roll meter is used for measuring. Okay, to pasangannya verb 1. For pasangannya verb ing. Ya, oke, good. Ada lagi yang mau coba? Ya, oke. Ada lagi yang mau coba? You can describe any other tools, nggak harus construction tool. Untuk sekarang, untuk practice ini nggak harus construction tool. You can describe any other tool or any other thing that you can find at your home or maybe near your a desk. Gian.
I want to try a dumbbell, Miss.
Dumbbell.
Barbell.
Okay.
Dumbbell is a sport tool that used to train your upper body muscle.
Upper body muscles. Okay. A dumbbell is a sport tool that is used to train your upper body muscle. Okay, good. All right, good. Thank you, Gian.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, others? Ada lagi? Maybe girls, you can also describe any other thing around you, your cosmetics maybe, things that the boys will not know the function. Or maybe kitchen utensils, if you are familiar with kitchen utensils. It doesn't have to be construction tools. Ada? No? Oke, kalau gitu later, karena ini apa namanya, at the end of the day kamu akan writing something. I hope that kamu lebih bisa nanti untuk express your idea di writing. We continue. So previously we have discussed about how to give general information and function. Now we will discuss how to tell about the components or parts of an object to show a part or elements of a larger whole. Okay, but previously everyone, please excuse me for a while because I need to go to toilet. Kalian juga boleh kalau ada yang mau ke toilet silakan, oke? Okay?